You'd be surprised how loud silence gets at 2 a.m. inside a Walmart. I've worked security for 5 years, and I've seen my share of weird stuff. Shoplifters hiding in bathroom ceilings, kids sneaking in to play hide-and-seek after closing, but nothing that ever scared me. Not really. Until last week. I don't even know how to explain it anymore. And I've tried. Cops didn't believe me. Management said I'm just sleep-deprived. My sister thinks I'm having a breakdown. But I know what I saw, what I heard. And if you ever find yourself alone in a place too big for silence, get out. Because something else might be in there with you. Let me back up. I work the night shift at a Walmart out near I-70, middle of nowhere. It's a dead zone past 10 p.m. No cars in the parking lot. No customers. Just me and the shelves. Sometimes a cleaner or two. Mostly it's quiet. Boring. I do rounds, check the cameras, drink terrible coffee from the break room, and listen to old rock in my earbuds. I never minded the job until last Monday. The shift started normal. I clocked in at 10 p.m. sharp, grabbed my clipboard, and made the usual rounds. Electronics section, grocery aisles, loading dock, everything in place. Except for one thing. A shopping cart in the middle of aisle 12. Empty. Just sitting there. No big deal, right? Maybe someone left it before close. I pushed it to the front, didn't think twice. That was the first sign. By 1:30 a.m., the store was dead quiet. Fluorescent lights buzzing overhead. Security monitors showing the same grainy, uneventful footage. I leaned back in the chair, almost dozing off. Then a beep. The motion alert. Camera 4. Toys and seasonal. I sat up, blinked at the screen. Nothing. No movement. Just a plastic Santa waving behind some Easter candy that should have been cleared months ago. False alarm, I figured. I reset the alert. 30 seconds later, beep. Camera 6. Home goods. I tapped the monitor. Annoyed. Still nothing. Except one thing. The same shopping cart. In the middle of the aisle again. I froze. I'd returned that cart myself, hadn't I? I checked the front. All carts neatly stacked. No way it got there on its own. I switched cameras. Camera 2, electronics. Clear. Camera 5, baby goods. Clear. Then camera 8, garden center. And that's when I saw it. The figure. Just for a second, in the far corner near the patio furniture. Tall. Slender. Too tall. It moved out of frame before I could focus. I felt my stomach twist. There shouldn't be anyone in the store. I radioed for the cleaners, no answer. Nothing but static. I took my flashlight and started toward the garden center. Every step echoed louder than the last. The shelves felt taller. The air thicker. My footsteps sounded off like someone else was copying them a second too late. I paused near the outdoor grill display, trying to steady my breath. That's when the walkie crackled. Low. Whispering. Not static. Whispers. Faint. Indistinct. Like someone breathing into the radio just to let me know I wasn't alone. I yanked it off my belt, voice shaking. Who's there? Silence. Then, a click. From somewhere behind me. I spun around. The cart. There it was again. Empty. Closer. Blocking the aisle I'd just walked down. I ran. Didn't even care if it looked ridiculous. I reached the security room. Slammed the door. Locked it. Sat down, tried to breathe. Checked the monitors. Every screen was black. Except one. Camera 1. The front doors. A tall figure standing just outside the entrance. Motionless. Head tilted at a strange angle. No car. No headlights. Just standing there. And the cart? Sitting at his side. I blinked. Gone. Camera flickered. No one there. Except now on camera 2 electronics. The figure again. Inside the store. I stared at the monitor. The figure on camera 2 was inside the store now, standing in the electronics section facing the wall of TVs. He was tall, too tall, and thin in a way that didn't make sense. His arms hung a little too low, like they were pulled down, heavy, almost dislocated. And his head? Slightly tilted, like he didn't understand what he was seeing or like he was listening to something no one else could hear. Then the TVs flickered on all of them at once. They weren't playing ads. They were showing me. Live feed. From camera 1. The security room. Me frozen in fear, staring at the screen. And on every TV behind me in the feed, I saw him. Standing right behind me. I spun around, knife out. I didn't remember grabbing it, but the room was empty. No one there. Just buzzing lights overhead and the stench of old meat that seemed to have no source. I turned back to the monitors. They were off. All of them. Dead black. I tried the walkie again. Dispatch, this is Guard 9. There's someone in the store. I need backup now. Static. Then a voice, mine, came back. There's someone in the store. I need backup now. My own words. Repeating. Twisted, warped. I dropped the radio. That's when the lights cut out. Not all of them, just enough. Rows of fluorescent bulbs above the food aisles started popping, one by one, with a sound like bones snapping. I could still see barely. Just enough to watch the shadows move. And something was moving between the shelves. A shape. A slither. Like a man, on all fours. I left the security room. I don't know why. Maybe panic. Maybe I didn't want to wait there like bait. The store felt bigger now. Aisles longer. Ceiling higher. Like the walls had pulled back just to see if I'd notice. I passed the checkout lanes. Registers idle. But the receipt printer was running. Spitting out foot after foot of paper piling on the floor. I grabbed one. No prices. No items. Just one phrase. Over and over again. You can't leave what you've entered. I ran. Past frozen foods. Past home goods. Everywhere I went, shopping carts. Empty. Always in the middle of the aisle. Like someone left them for me. Or like they were blocking my way back. I made it to the front doors. Slid my badge. Nothing. They didn't open. I slammed against them. Glass cold. I could see the parking lot. My car. Salvation. I pounded the glass. Screamed. That's when I noticed the wet handprint on the door. From the inside. My side. Not mine. I turned back. And he was there. Standing at the end of aisle 1. Still. Arms too long. Neck twisted like a bird. And his mouth. There's no mouth. Just a hole. Circular. Black. Like a speaker or a void. Then he moved. Not walking. Jolting like a glitch. 1 second there, closer the next. No in between. Soundless. I ran. I dove into the employee locker room. Slammed the door, locked it. Dark. Stale air. Rows of metal lockers stretching further than I remembered. Then a locker behind me clicked open. I spun. Empty. Another click. Another. One by one, the lockers started opening themselves. No breeze. No motion. Just metal creaking and that sound. A low hum. Not from the room. From inside my head. The intercom crackled to life. Cleanup needed, aisle 9. Another crackle. Cleanup needed, aisle 10. Another. Cleanup needed, security room, cleanup needed. It didn't stop. Each announcement got faster. Louder. Until it was screaming through the speakers. Security room. Cleanup needed. Security room. Over and over. I covered my ears. Then everything stopped. Silence. I opened my eyes. The lockers were all shut again. And on the floor, in front of me, my security badge. Snapped in half. And the same receipt paper looped in a tight roll. I picked it up. You have been cleared. Exit granted. I ran. Didn't think. Back to the front doors. They slid open. Cold air hit me. Freedom. I stumbled into the lot. Breathing hard. Looking behind me. The store, normal. Lights on. Quiet. Inside, I saw no one. I reached my car. Driver's window open. On the passenger seat, a receipt. Just one line. Returned to store, 1 item. Returned, you. I didn't go back the next night. I didn't go back the night after that either. Quit. Didn't give notice. Didn't want my last paycheck. I just wanted out. And for a while I thought I stayed in my apartment, curtains drawn, lights on. Tried to convince myself I was just tired, stressed, that I imagined the thing in the store, that the receipt in my car was a prank. But deep down I knew the truth. Walmart didn't let me leave, because it was already inside me. It started with the smells. I'd wake up at night, gagging on the scent of bleach and spoiled meat. Even though my fridge was empty, I scrubbed the floors, washed everything. Still, the air stayed thick. Then the sounds came, the faint ding-ding of the store's announcement chime, coming from inside my walls. Then the voices. Late at night, I'd hear whispers coming through the vents. Not words, just low, breathy mocking. And sometimes, The intercom would crackle. Cleanup needed. Living room. Cleanup needed. I smashed the vent open with a hammer. Nothing inside. Just scraps of receipt paper, curled and yellowed, printed with my name. I stopped sleeping. When I closed my eyes, I'd see aisles stretching endlessly, looping around and around. Shelves stocked with rotting meat, broken toys and bones. And the shopping cart. Always the same cart waiting for me. Empty. Except for my badge inside. I tried to throw it away. Burn it. But every time I opened a drawer, checked my pockets. There it was. My security badge, cracked in half, with the same words etched on the back in black ink. Returned to store. I left the apartment. Slept in my car. Didn't matter. One night, I woke up parked on the side of some random road. And there it was. In the distance. The Walmart sign, glowing dimly. Store lit up. Open. Even though I'd driven 4 towns over. I floored it. Drove until dawn. I didn't see it again. Until I got home. And found a shopping cart in front of my door. Empty. Waiting. That was when I realized I never left. Walmart isn't just a building. It's a trap. It's in the air. The walls. It's in me. I started getting mail. No stamps. No return addresses. Just receipts. Every day. Stacking up. All of them blank except one line. Still on shift. Then came the visits. Knocks at the door at 3:17 a.m. Exactly. I never answered. Once I peeked through the peephole. A man standing there. Too tall. Arms hanging loose. Neck twisted. In his hands a shopping cart handle. He didn't move. Didn't knock again. Just waited. I called the police. Told them everything. They sent an officer. He checked the place. Clean, he said. No one's here but you. As he left, he paused at the door. You know, I used to work security. Graveyard shift at a Walmart. Left after 2 weeks. I stared at him. His eyes were hollow. His badge read Guard 9. That was my number. I shut the door. Locked it. Nailed it shut. But I could still hear cart wheels scraping down the hallway at night. Still smell the store. Still find aisles where there shouldn't be any. Like in my hall closet. I opened it yesterday. And found aisle signs hanging above. Aisle 9 home goods. Closed it. Didn't open it again. Today I found my uniform laid out on the bed. Cleaned. Pressed. And on the nightstand my time card punched in. Start time. 10 p.m. End time. I don't think I quit. I think I just took a break. And now the store wants me back. I don't remember falling asleep, but I woke up last night dressed. Walmart security uniform. Badge clipped. Shoes polished. I didn't put it on. I don't even keep the uniform anymore. I burned it. I swear I burned it. But there it was. On my body. And on the table my time card, clocked in. Start time. 10 p.m. End time. No exit. The door to my apartment was wide open. Beyond it, aisles. Not my hallway. Walmart aisles. Fully stocked shelves stretching into darkness. Flickering lights overhead. The smell of plastic and bleach filled my nose. I tried to step back. Closed the door. But there was no door. Just aisle 1. Stretching behind me, ahead of me, around me. And somewhere in the distance. Cart wheels turning. I walked. Didn't have a choice. My footsteps echoed. And every few yards, I passed an employee mannequin. Lifelike. Detailed. Dressed in blue vests. Their faces were blank. No eyes. No mouths. Just holes like a receipt printer tore their features out. Each held a price tag. I leaned in to read one. Item number 00117, returned. I looked at the next one. Item number 00118, returned. The one after that. Item number 00119U. I turned a corner. Found the customer service counter. No staff. No lights. Just a sign. Returns, final only. No exchanges. Behind the counter, a body bag. Half-zipped. Inside, my security jacket. The original one I wore the night this all started. Still stained with blood. I don't know whose. The intercom blared. Inventory check. Security. Inventory check. Security. I ran, aisle after aisle. But the store was changing. Shelves grew taller. Ceilings disappeared, swallowed by black. The aisles began merging, walls closing in. My breath fogged the air. Freezing cold. Somewhere behind me, wheels screeched. I looked back. The cart again. Empty. But now it was pushing itself. Following me. Not fast. Just steady. I turned down an aisle marked employees only. The lights flickered. I saw reflections in the freezers, me running. But behind me, my reflection wasn't alone. He was there. The figure. Arms long. Face gone. Just that hole where the mouth should be. But now his uniform matched mine. And his badge number? 9. Mine. I smashed the freezer glass. Grabbed a shard. Ready to fight. Ready to end it. But when I looked down, my arms weren't mine anymore. Blue vest. Tattoo gone. And my hand? Holding a receipt printer. Still printing. I looked. The paper read. Inventory added. 1 unit. Role. Night security. Status. Permanent. The store went silent. No footsteps. No carts. No sound. Just the beeping of an open register drawer. And from the ceiling, strings dropped down. One wrapped around my wrist. Pulled tight. Another around my ankle. I tried to run. But the floor was glue. Sticky. Cold. And the strings, puppet strings, lifted me. Pulled me back. Back to the security room. I sat in the chair. Monitors flickered. All aisles. All carts. All empty. Except for one screen. Camera 9. Me. Watching myself. On the desk, my badge. Hole again. Etched deep. Security. Shift never ends. The intercom crackled. Cleanup needed. Employee housing. Cleanup needed. I don't remember standing up. 1 second I was watching myself on the screen, camera 9. Locked in that cheap plastic chair in the security room. Watching me watch myself. The next moment I was somewhere else. Not the security room. Not even the store I thought I knew. It was deeper now. Below it. The walls here are wrong. Flesh-colored. Pulsing like something alive. Covered in strips of receipt paper that flutter and curl with every breath the building takes. The ceiling? Gone. Replaced by endless black. So heavy it presses down like a weight on your chest. The floor is slick. Sticky. Like a mix of glue and blood. And the smell. God, the smell. Bleach, rot, burnt plastic. Familiar. Smothering. I walked forward, or maybe the floor moved beneath me. It's hard to tell anymore. Every direction feels like the same direction. Every aisle leads to more aisles. I pass carts again. But now they're full. Not with food. Not with merchandise. With people. Bundled in plastic wrap. Limbs twisted unnaturally. Faces blank and smooth. Their badges still clipped to their uniforms. Security. Cashiers. Stock boys. All returned to store. Their eyes gone. Just holes. I hear the intercom, but now it's whispering. Not announcements. Not calls for cleanup. It's whispering my name. Over. And over. Not yelling. Not angry. Just patient. Inventory check. Guard 9. Check-in. Guard 9. I try to speak, but my throat is raw. My tongue feels wrong. I touch my mouth. No lips. No teeth. Just the hole. Circular. Smooth. Like a receipt printer. My hands shake. I pull off the vest, try to tear off the badge. It won't move. It's not clipped on anymore. It's part of my skin. Burned into my chest. I claw at it until blood slicks my hands. But all I see is ink. Black ink. My name fading, replaced by SKU numbers. I fall to my knees. The floor breathes beneath me. And the cart is there again. In front of me. It rolls closer, slow and steady. Inside it now, a mirror. I look, but I don't see me. I see him. The one from before. Long arms. Blue vest. Hole where the mouth should be. And in his hand, my time card. Punched out. End time never. I scream or I try to. But the sound that comes out is a receipt. A long strip of paper. Curling from the hole in my face. Unfurling with the sound of a printer jamming. Falls into the cart. Words printed on it. Shift filled. Returned to stock. Position. Fixed. I hear footsteps behind me. Not carts. Not machines. Shoes. Boots. Mine. I turn. Another security guard. Fresh uniform. New badge. Holding a flashlight. Looking confused. Just like I was. He sees me. Steps back. I reach out. Want to warn him. But I can't speak. Can't move. I'm bolted to the cart now. My legs don't work. My hands locked on the handle. Permanent position. The intercom blares. New guard assigned. Begin orientation. The carts behind me start moving. Dozens. Hundreds. Rolling through the aisles. Some empty. Some full. All heading toward him. He runs. Just like I did. Just like they all do. But he'll be back. They always come back. Because the store never closes. It doesn't let you quit. You don't work here. You are here. Forever. I don't feel fear anymore. Just routine. Aisle sweeps. Camera checks. Inventory. Cleanup. Over and over. And when I dream, I see you. Walking into a Walmart. Grabbing a cart. Smiling at the greeter. Not knowing what waits after hours. You hear the intercom crackle. You look up. Calls your name. You've been scheduled. Welcome to the night shift. Your uniform's ready. Your badge is waiting. And your cart is here.